My name is Bob, and for the love of cars, I present and bring to you your favorite car reviews.
It's amazing.
With all the emotions.
Let me take you to your dream job.
This is Bob Magari.
So guys, this is the new Mazda CX3 2015-2016 model. This car, it's a diesel. Under the hood we have a diesel engine. Number two, it's a 1.5 liter. That means you get economy. With this car you can do proper mileage, bila pressure, mafuta iko sawa, and that's one thing that you get from this Mazda CX3, which is a diesel model 1.5 liters. Another thing you'll find very distinct from this car is that this being the new shape, you'll find that we have the xenon lights, daytime running lights, and then we have winkers. These are the winkers to this car. And it's also we have a smart city braking system as sensors, which can be able to also sense when it rains. You can be able to have your wipers work when it's raining. You can also sense when it's nighttime so that the lights can be able to operate. And this comes as standard in this Mazda CX3, the diesel model, being the 2015-2016 model. So quickly, maybe we can just have a quick overview of the front. That's how the front looks like. You can find the distinct Mazda CX3 grille. It comes in as a standard in the 2015-2016 model, and you can see the magnificent display that Mazda has tried to employ here. Remember that Mazda has employed a technology that the SkyActiv technology. So that means the body is part of their technology. The body is what Mazda is also trying to communicate here, and it's something that you really enjoy. Also, we have the towing points here. That means when umekwama pale hivyo, you've gone somewhere and umepata mechanical, you need to be towed. We have a point where you can be able to engage a towing rope, na uweze kuvutwa, na you good. Although it rarely happens, so you'll even find it's not something that you just access at depressing. It's something that is just there for when you need it. When you need it. Otherwise, the Mazda CX3 rather will run comfortably without even needing your towing. Quickly, let's go to the back of this car. This is where every detail of this car is in. So come with me, let me show you the back of the Mazda CX3. By coming to the back of this car, one thing you'll find out, standing out, is the Mazda SkyActiv technology, which now, as I'd mentioned, is not just about the body. It's not only about the body, rather the engine, how the fuel is consumed and the combustion in this engine is now what we call SkyActiv D. D standing for diesel. Remember, this is a diesel 1.5 liters. That means it's a 1500cc car. It's an all-wheel drive. That means the engine or the power for this car is evenly distributed to all the wheels of the car. That means that when you're using this car, you can cruise whether you're in the mud or in the snow or anywhere else. Why the all-wheel drive and not the two-wheel drive or the four-wheel drive is because, for instance, you're driving and this car gets stuck somewhere in the mud and one wheel is not moving. Power for this car is evenly distributed to the rest of the wheels. That means that wheel that is stuck will be freed by the power that is distributed to all the other wheels. Driver's seat. Hapa ndiyo mambo inatendeka. This is where all the magic happens. One, the seats are mechanical, so you can be able to control them as you wish, whether lower them, be able to go front, unaweza enda mbele, urudi nyuma, which is okay. The steering also is proper for you. That means you can change. It has a tilt effect. That means you can tilt the steering and zoom. That's zoom effect. And then we also have the tilt effect. We have the tilt and we also have the zoom, which means you can adjust your seating position comfortably. I wish it had memory seats. It has the infotainment system, which is a new model that, or a new style that Mazda is employing in their systems, which you can control using the rotary dials here or use the touchscreen, which is very responsive, and you can find that you can interact as you go using this car. We have the voice commands. You can engage with this car should you need to use voice, and then you also have you can be able to phone. It's called phone functionality. That means you can pick your phone or disconnect as you're driving. That means you don't have to get your hands off the steering, which is recommended. Otherwise, why would you drive and your phone? Don't drive and use your phone. And that's what Mazda is also trying to employ here. Another thing we have is cruise control here. You can set your speeds as you're in town. You cruise. You want to cruise with 40 kilometers per hour. This is where you set it. We have the traction control here, the iStop feature. You can activate or deactivate the same. Another very important feature in this car is the heated seats. These ones come as standard in the Mazda CX3. This is the diesel version. So you can sit, we heat the seats of the driver and the passenger. So just by engaging this, at this point, my seat will start to heat up. Anyway, and I'm doing this one in Nairobi. And I can reduce the intensity of the heating. We have the 3 levels, and you can turn it off. The same applies to the passenger seats. Then that's it. That's the driver feel. They have the heads-up display. If you just turn on the car, you have the heads-up display, which comes up as default and standard as this Mazda CX3. The beautiful Mazda logo shows up there, and then you can see your speed as you're driving without having to take your eyes off the road. That is the heads-up display in the Mazda CX3, which is wonderful and beautiful. So quickly, I think let us jump into the back seat so that we see the practicality of how it feels when you're seated in the back seat of this Mazda CX3. So join me in the back seat. So coming into the back seat of the Mazda CX3, this is where now the practicality comes into play. As a passenger seated in the Mazda CX3, one, you get, this seat is set in my sitting position, so you'll find that my passenger, who ideally should, or most of people, I think tunatoshana na watu wote. So average human being, this is standard. You have enough knee room, proper headroom, and even if you recline here, you're comfortable. Hauna stress. You can be able to sit in this seat and do your business properly. The one who's sitting between, that is because this car is a 5-seater, also has enough space. Knee room is okay, headroom is okay, and the same thing applies to the other passengers. So you can comfortably carry 3 people in this car on the back seat, and you're comfortable. And that's something you can't really get, because the competitors of this car, some of them you'll find that this space is too small, or this space is too small, especially for the passenger who sits between, or the row, or in the back seat, who sits between the 2 rear passengers. So yeah, that's the practicality of this car. Quickly, let's go to the boots and see what we have in the boot, or what's the space capacity we have in the boot, and then we can be able to proceed. So tuende kwa boot. So coming into the boot of the Mazda CX3, this is where now practicality comes into play. Kenyans love practicality. And when you open the boot, it opens itself to very big boot space. I have a load cover below here, and you can put your spares here. I have my pressure pump, I have my spares here comfortably. Na CZS is here and they're not disturbing me. I have proper boot capacity. There is lighting here. And this, when you remove, you're going to now be exposing the car so that you engage with the other seater in the boot. This thing, some people tell me to throw it off, I don't know. So you'll find that Mazda has done this laces to ensure that it's in place. Zingine utapata ziko tu everywhere. The Mazda CX3 does wonders when with this. So I'll just put it here and then show you now more boot space when you want to now increase boot space. If you lower the back seats, you'll now be exposing the car to more and more boot space. And this is just easily doable. And when you do that, you can now be able to carry more space. That's wonderful. It's a small car. It's efficient. It's low cost. It's diesel. It's 1.5 liters. And it's classy and elegant. That's just a Mazda CX3 for you. This is just something that you don't just get anywhere. Remember, at Royal Max Motors, this is or among the things that we can be able to bring you. At the same time, you can go picnic and have a seat at the back of your car, jibambe, go to some events that I find people going with cars, and you're comfortable. How do you get that from a Mazda CX3? Remember, this is a smaller version of the CX family, being that the Mazda 6 is the smaller version, which also can call the Atenza, but this is the CX3. It's a hatchback, and it's very beautiful. The Mazda CX3 from Royal Max Motors. So I have an offer for you guys, a very beautiful offer. This car, I want to give one of you, whoever wants this car, and I'm ready for it. You just come to Royal Max Motors. The numbers are scrolling down at your screen right now. Call this number. And if you use my name is Bob, unaweza niita Bob Magari. Come to us, and if you use my name, Bob Magari, we're going to be giving you up to 10% discount on the price of this car. Yani, we are tayari to do this for you. Yani, we are giving you this. Hey, what else do you want, my friends? Yani, we're giving this for you, courtesy of Royal Max Motors. And if we're down to anane, me, I'm ready to drive off. This car can be yours. 10%. 10% ni kitu kubwa down. Think about it. Cheers.